Blankos Block Party is an indie game developed by Mythical that was released on December 2020. Despite being out for almost 2 years, they claim to still be in early access ever since. Even with an Epic Game Store debut that's yet to happen, this game revolves around a multiplayer setting in which you get to play mini games and hang out with your other toy-looking creatures known as Blankos. There is an interactive lobby they call Blankos Junction, which is made for the purpose of hanging out with your friends, exploring the shop, and lining up to play individual mini games. But that doesn't really happen anymore. Now with the addition of Blankos Brawl, you could do all kinds of sets of mini games until there is one true survivor. Mini games such as racing, shooting, and collecting vibes are all relevant within the platform. Or should I say block party. You can even design and make your own level for a mini game with the map editor. Blankos also gives you the great ability to buy and sell Blankos with the intention of collecting them all if you're really interested. All on the game and website marketplace as well, either for Blanko bucks or real cash. I didn't really care much about this game anymore whilst not playing it for months, but it was on my list of video ideas for quite a while and I thought it would be a good topic for me to cover. I got this game when I was watching a YouTube ad about it on my TV. At first I wasn't too interested, thought it might be one of those goofy gacha mobile games nobody would ever talk about, until I then saw an Amazon Prime gaming promotion of it. That's when I knew it might be a big deal. So I downloaded the launcher and started playing. For a while I forgot this game existed until I was scrolling on my video ideas notepad, trying to find something new I haven't done before after my last video. And a Blankos review was surprisingly on there for so long, so I decided it would be a good idea to go for it. So after a few months of not caring, I played it again. Now please note that this will only be covering my current experience with the game and not mainly my past with the game at the first time I got it. So we start off the game with oh yeah, I forgot to mention that this game uses easy anti-cheat. You know, the same anti-cheat Fortnite has. Aside from the loading screen, I was able to load just fine into the main menu, where you can see your goals and missions that earn you these little stars, which can help you progress in the game's season pass known as the Party Pass. It's all just normal items you would get, plus an exclusive avatar. You would wonder why I am not getting the items above the progress bar, which has a few more figures and accessories, and this is why. I am not paying 25 bucks just to unlock the entire Party Pass, Mythical! What the heck is wrong with you? Aside from Mythical being EA and all that, let's focus on the characters. Each unique avatar you own and play as in the game is called a Blanko. Blankos can either be earned through the Party Pass or bought with Blanko bucks on the client. There's even an external marketplace in which you could purchase them with real money. I find this kind of interesting if you use physical currency to buy characters in the game, but it's not that rare, consisting of every other game doing the same. Blankos, however, makes it unique by letting you sell your digital avatars for cash. The Blankos in general look amazing and beautiful if you tell me, even if they have some generic aesthetic ring to it. Some of them are even made by real artists in collaboration. I really wish I could buy and own one of these Blankos because the designs don't regress into looking like shit and always stay fresh. Unfortunately, that will never happen unless if I saved up to 1,000 Blanko bucks to buy one, or use my real life wallet to obtain one of them, or grind Party Pass all the way through until you get yourself one. This is how desperate I could see it as. The characters can also be fitted with all kinds of accessories you could buy with this slightly less valued cow money called Moolah. Moolah is also used to change your color of your Blanko, with these special gumballs that is. You can buy these gumballs on the store with Moolah or earn them through missions, as well as winning them in Blankos Brawl. You can also fuse two Blankos together to get a unique creation, if it works that is. I probably need more Blankos to do this, so get creative! Blankos can also bear unique skills and abilities that might be useful for them to help win the brawl, like super useful. Slots can be unlocked to give your abilities extra perks that might boost your performance in the game. Blankos themselves can be upgraded by using XP tokens that you acquire for mini games and missions. I don't know what's so special about them except that they unlock more upgrade slots for your Blankos. But enough talking about the perks, let's go to the missions. Not to mention the addition of emotes into the game, which is what every other game probably would have had, but it's still good. The game provides you with daily and weekly missions that help you earn these little stars that help you level up in the season pass. You can also go for even higher amounts for stars with the seasonal tasks. They're a bit of a trouble because most of them are currently locked with a timer, and I have a feeling that it's gonna take forever to unlock the rest of these seasonal missions. Like, is the party pass supposed to take that long to progress? Hello? A lot of missions of the party pass are pretty common, like getting 30 KOs or pass a certain amount of mini games to get your reward. And the party pass is mostly composed of XP tokens, moolah, Blanko bucks, emotes, and rarely any accessories for Blankos. I thought it didn't live up to the hype and wasn't worth grinding, but I really had no problem with it. The game also has a surprisingly adequate soundtrack, even if a quarter of the OST used in the game is from Monster Cat, which also makes the music for another well-known game. My favorite one is Collapse by Pixel Terror. It follows a melancholy tone while playing sick dubstep in the background. This brings back a lot of memories because I used to love dubstep when I was a kid. Always looping Skrillex and dubstep gutter on a separate Google Chrome tab so I can listen to sick beats in the background while playing Unity 3D and Flash games on my mom's computer. I didn't really find time to make new friends while playing, but Blankos Junction sure was fun to explore despite being intentionally created for hanging out with other players. The Junction isn't a competitive battle royale, but more likely of a lobby where you could access multiple services that are already provided to you in the main menu. There's 2 portals in the game, in which takes you to a party server Blanko Brawl, but both took too long to load, with one of them getting an error because of connection timeout. But they were sort of useless to me. Aside from that, the Junction really has a lot of neat and cool looking things. Like there was a park with wacky hills, a scrumptious food tower that looks both like Matt Stoney's Worst Nightmare and Nikocado Avocado's Wet Dream. And these stupid flying man children moving around like it's a crazy European carnival ride. Seriously, I hate these ugly bastards so much. They look like they belong on a YouTuber's top 10 worst adult cartoon list. Oh yeah, and there was a bouncy raccoon that pooped green slime when I jumped on its belly. How is that even possible? But last but not least, I got to hang out with the coolest guy ever. The man, the myth, the legend, the mythical, even the goddamn Ultra Beast. The Giga Chad Grandpaps. Look at Paps go! He's happy. He's so happy that I've made it so far in this party without losing my cool. Definitely one of my favorite anime characters out there. Right next to Bobobo, who was a hot dog for some reason. Okay, well, it wasn't the last. I had one more place to visit in the Junction, and that was the map editor, where you could build maps for racing, shooting, or vibe collecting mini games, all in a sandbox editor. I found the map editor confusing to me since I wasn't used to it. It felt kind of weird floating around on a balloon controlling every asset with a gun. Kind of felt like Gmod but in third person, and I have to admit I am not a fan of third person. Most of these materials I was provided with were just basic shapes or cannons. They weren't as similar to the Roblox studio where I used to build my games there, as well as create my models. So I did what every good IGN reviewer does and left it alone without going into further detail. And I guess that's what happens when you have fun on the Junction.
Jungle Junction, deep inside the jungle, far from anywhere. There's a place that no one knows, but we can take you there.
The multiplayer in this game, for which is mostly based on, plays really well in the act of making a good game. Even if there are like, I don't know, 2,000 active users on the game, it still manages to find new players and load you into a game as quick as possible. Now, I'm not just saying this is the fastest game for my PC, considering I have experienced several lag spikes and decreasing stream quality, but it does a pretty tight job at letting me play. The chat is really active though, with most users just saying GG, but at rare cases it shows a light on the Blankos community, which can be sweet as possible. Definitely really nice though, and chill as well. One time, I sprung up a conversation about what their opinions are on Andrew Tate. A lot of dudes seem to agree that Justin Bieber is better than that piece of shit. I admit that Andrew Tate is that man-child Vsauce cosplayer who looks like my mom's first ever ex-boyfriend she had after my parents divorced. I wouldn't say his name for privacy reasons, but that dude was such a dick to me. He always threatened to call the cops on me whenever I wasn't behaving or didn't do what he said. The first time when he threatened to call the police was if I didn't get off my ass and stop watching Word Girl on PBS Kids. This was traumatic for me because I was like 8 years old at the time and some jerk was gonna slap an instant criminal record on me if I didn't listen to him and take me straight to jail even though I was under 13 at the time. I'm not gonna go further into that. Now back to the video. The controls are simple but can be easy to memorize. Q is for dash, E is to punch. R plants a sticky substance on the ground that slows your Blanko. Abilities can differ based upon what Blanko you have. You can run by holding shift. If you actually run, you move so much faster but feel slow at the same time. Kind of a cool Matrix effect they added if you ask me. I mean, if you do end up going on a boost pad without running, you'll just be dashing slowly. It's actually kind of funny. You also press space to jump, and if you hold it for a little longer, your Blanko starts walking in the air like Jesus Christ. As the great Sienna May once said, laws of physics don't affect me, I'm young. I don't condone her actions, by the way. Some Blankos minigames have jetpacks that are powered by vibes and work at the same as the jumping control. There are 3 minigames that you can compete in Blanko Brawl: collecting vibes, racing, and shooting. I'll start with collecting vibes since it's the least cliched out of all of them. Collecting vibes is basically composed of, well, collecting vibes. The rules are that you must collect these little lightning icon points called vibes. The more vibes you collect, the higher the chance you have of getting qualified onto the next round. For the final round, if you collect the most vibes, you win! And your prize is a gumball. Different colors of the vibes indicate the amount of vibes you're gonna get. From getting a purple vibe that only counts as 1 to a whopping 50 inside 1 orange vibe. Vibes are also used to fuel your run, so you could sprint longer, even though 100 vibes does seem to go away pretty quickly. You can get vibes from random spawn points on the maps, glass boxes that burst them out, or when you hit a Blanko and make them lose vibes. Most maps will provide you with a bat weapon to make hitting vibes out of a Blanko easier sometimes, while sometimes they give you useful jetpacks to fly around. I think the idea of having guys collect points, even if it means beating them up for it, sounds like a really fun minigame idea for minigames, but I feel like I've seen something similar like this before. Racing is another minigame that's actually my favorite out of all of them. The maps can be really fun and look really awesome at times, but there's a lot of effort when it comes to collecting vibes to make you sprint faster or fueling your jetpack. Personally, some of the runs feel quite messy, even for a map that is designed to look fun to beat. I think this is more fun when you hit a boost pad while sprinting, making you go even faster. It just has some sort of thrill built into it. Even if you need a high position to qualify for the next round or finish first to win. I still think this minigame is a great stance for speedrunners trying to get a quick record on. Really competitive. Shooting is the last minigame that I could cover on this video, but it's not my favorite. Sure, it's cute when you replace the bullets with funny dots that stick on you, but not so PG when the noise is muffled and your vision is slowly fading into darkness when you're literally on low health. Take a friendly Nerf wall at first and then transform it into D-Day by the time you're losing. The shooting minigame follows an initiative where if you get more kills, the higher the chance you advance, whilst having the most kills get you to win the party. It follows the same mechanic just like every other minigame, except when it differs on how difficult the maps can get or how desperate you're needed to qualify. I don't like shooting because the mode they force you to side with is third person. I'm not too fond of third person shooter games. I kind of prefer first-person shooters instead. Explains why I rarely play Fortnite. Sorry, Fortnite. But yeah, the gun choices are really unoriginal since they have the same type of weapon every other shooter has. So this minigame really isn't my type. But I guess you could say that the selection of minigames they have for Blanko Brawl is really short, consisting of 3 options, with a similar trait that they particularly have in common, which is having the same win mechanic, of course. And while I can easily rank them from worst to best, they all have one huge problem in particular with Blankos Brawl, and that is the fact that these battle royales are way too short to enjoy. Sure, I love a good race, but Blankos Brawl definitely has faster pacing than Minions Rise of Gru. I mean, a majority of games just take 3 or even 2 rounds to finish, and that reduces the fun in Blankos Brawl. Maybe if it would have lasted a bit longer, it would have still be thrilling for longer time. Or at least increase the room size by like up to 30 players each. Although you may win a gumball faster, it's definitely not going to be worth it if a Blankos Brawl was shorter than expected. But in conclusion, Blankos Brawl has really fun player mechanics, yet follow the same boring formula for all the mini games, and often acquire a short runtime if proper action wasn't taken to improve it. In my opinion, I think Blankos Block Party has a fair amount of elements that make it a fun multiplayer party game to play with your friends. The avatars are really cool and can be even customized and fitted with accessories, while the lobby you hang out in is very fun and interactive. Despite its shared selection of unoriginal mini-games, it makes up for almost being a blast to play in Blankos Brawl. There are some problems I find with the game, such as ridiculous season pass costs and faster battle royales, but that won't stop me from recommending it. A lot of usual traits that make a good party game can be found in Blankos Block Party, but do you know who also share these traits? That's right, Fall Guys! This game hits the nail right on my head when Blankos reminds me of something, and the first thing that comes up to my head is another notable party game, Fall Guys. I've had Fall Guys since 1 month after its initial release 2 years ago, and I've been grinding every season from 1st to the 6th, so I definitely know where to begin on this comparison. Blankos is just like Fall Guys. Fall Guys run minigames similar to what Blankos has, sometimes with the same mechanics, although it could be for race and vibe collecting inspired purposes only. Regarding that Fall Guys has a more extended selection than Blankos, it's not just races to the finish line, you know. Even the battle royales take longer in Fall Guys than in Blankos. And Fall Guys has the same feature of avatar customization, just like Blankos, except the only difference is that Fall Guys lets you choose what type of clothing you want to wear over your being, while Blankos relies on pre-wrapped skins that could change color and nothing more. They do have accessories that are fit on more parts of the body than Blankos has too, something Fall Guys lacks because they dress up with bulky 2-piece outfit sets. You could also change the color of your bean just like what you do with your Blanko. Well, without the gumballs. The only exception is that the Fall Guys lets you choose what pattern you want to wear for your bean color, in which in all cases is a 2-tone paint bought with kudos. Blankos has a season pass just like Fall Guys. Both of them now have an expansion in which you pay money for. The only difference I see with it is that Blankos has missions made exclusively for the season pass along with weekly and daily, which take a long time to unlock. Fall Guys doesn't have that option, just weekly and daily. Oh, and challenges that give you the opportunity to win outfits for sure. And both do have emotes alright. So in conclusion, I wouldn't say that Blankos isn't the perfect alternative to Fall Guys or flawless ripoff to it. It's just that Fall Guys runs longer and feels more dedicated than the Block Party. But some different quirks won't stop me from relating Blankos to this. I think I made myself clear when I state this game to be somewhat of an interesting indie project. Blankos really goes out in style with the avatars and customization for them, even going out far enough to equip them with unique powers and upgrading them with XP tokens. Although some concepts may need to be altered, like making a season pass cheaper or adding more mini games with longer rounds in Blankos Brawl. Furthermore, this doesn't need to be called the worst party game so far. I like most of the physics, like how you run or walk on air like Captain Hero from Drawn Together, but not all is bad with the game. Personally, I don't think this is the best party game because I have seen better and more recommending like Fall Guys, but if you're in for a party style battle royale where you get to play as a collectible final figure, then this is a great game for you. On the contrary, unfortunately, Blankos Block Party is an NFT game. Alright, I know. I should have told you guys earlier that I knew it was an NFT game all along. Oh, come on! How could the easy anti-cheat and an Amazon Prime gaming promotion be so convincing that it was an innocent game? God damn it! Everything I've shown from this game is true. I've been in on it for 5 months. It's time to set things straight.
You have no evidence. Hand Stupid destroyed everything.
I got 2 words for you, viewers. Zip disk! The whole thing is in my den in Long Island! I can have that evidence here in 20 minutes. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna call my imaginary anime waifu who lives in Long Island. Shelly, honey, it's me. Listen, I need you to bring that zip disk in the den down to my house. I don't care what the traffic is like. Take the goddamn service route and get off before the bridge. So put in one of those Tupperware containers and I'll heat it up in the microwave when I get home. For Christ's sake, it's a casserole, Shelly! It'll stay!
Shut up!
Once, I apologize for not bringing up the fact that Blankos Block Party is another crypto cash grab NFT game. Now, I see you guys might think of me as a hypocrite for this, playing an NFT game while having negative opinions on the technology myself, and I understand that. I've made 2 videos about why NFTs and crypto are not my favorite in the past. It's just that to not believe that a game with the same anti-cheat that supported Fall Guys and ruined VR chat and an Amazon Prime gaming promotion is almost impossible. To my instincts, I thought this would be a popular indie game everyone was talking about right now. Even the popular YouTuber I've watched in my childhood, Slogo, was sponsored to play at first. I believed it to be like a Fall Guys clone that was actually praised despite its mere unoriginality. That was when I discovered all of the funny playable toys were advertised and sold as NFTs. But I decided to give the game a go because I thought NFT games at the time weren't that shit. But I was wrong. During my gameplay, I experienced multiple glitches and bugs that felt like the game was a bit too incomplete. And I was devastated to find out that the only purpose of the game was to shamelessly sell your Blankos and accessories as NFTs for both real money and cryptocurrency. I mean, this game looks like it was made for older children, not crypto bros. And worst of all is that those Blankos looked cool, even cooler than the stupid bird apes. There are a few art pieces I would consider to be good, even as NFTs. I mean, check this trippy shit I downloaded off of Reddit. It's such a shame to let cool art pieces like this be wasted away on some blockchain. Just like how cool Blankos would be sold as a crypto asset. It's just not right, man. There's a reason why NFTs and gaming won't work together. If you put profits over programming, it makes your project look and function the way you wouldn't expect it to. If you focused more on money and the crypto aspect instead of the development of the actual game, and did not rely on the community to share their thoughts and suggestions that might improve the structure of that game, then it's not gonna live up to the hype because you never made it work. The spirit of game development doesn't shine if there's a sense of greed that imbalances the elements and corrupts the concepts of your project. Even if you make a game based off of NFTs, there'll be no sole purpose in playing it because the fundamentals are only used for making money, not having actual fun built into it. You won't get the feeling of a good story, but instead the feeling of wanting to get rich quick. You don't need CoffeeZilla to explain it to you, or your local 7-Eleven employee. Every gamer should know this right now. The fact that crypto has no influence on gaming. What builds a great game is not corporate greed and unfair pay-to-win advantages with expensive NFTs and battle passes, but how great developer minds think alike together and how the player base revolutionizes it to be what it is, a fun game. Sure, Web3 is a new technology, and the metaverse could change the future of a lifetime, but don't let the balance of creativity fall to the power of greed with crypto.
Wow, you've really given me something to think about, Stanky. While I
create NFTs.
Blankos Block Party is nothing but a prime example of this effect taking place. Sure, adding cool new Blankos may sound great. Every once in a while, it's an epic new surprise to have an independent artist create a Blanko worth playing as, but the focus on that leans away from the essential things that need to be done to fix this game or add cooler things. This game should investigate more on fixing bugs and adding new features than invest on the NFT industry all the time. Want to see more unique mini games and longer rounds that give you Blanko a more progressive chance at leveling up. Not everything has to be rushed all the time. Like, what would you do if a Blanko brawl often had 2 or 3 rounds? Seriously, there needs to be better pacing to add more extra fun to it. And personally, they should have put the so-called NFTs aside for that concern. That concern of game development, the development of what was to be called the biggest virtual block party on the planet. Now, Blankos isn't the only example of what happens when you care about NFTs and crypto than your actual game structure. In fact, it's not alone. If you reference CoffeeZilla, there's a video where he talks about an NFT game investors invested $70 million on for the project. Pixelmon had a vision that promised to create the largest and highest quality game in the NFT space. Now look at this shit. This looks like cheesy quality. Who would want to spend money on actors from Microsoft 3D Movie Maker? And I remember scrolling on Reddit and finding ads for this game more than once. I've never played Rev Racing, but aside from seeing gameplay videos of it, I could judge that it looks like an unfinished Unity 3D racing games with free stock models you would play on y8.com. All 3 of these are victims of the stupid minds who focused more on getting rich with NFT aspect over actual game development, which starts off as the sole purpose of making a game in the first place, an NFT game, up to the point where they ain't no game anymore and just a black market where you could buy virtual trading cards. I would also like to shed a little blocks on the topic that there are some games who want to code a game to be more enjoyable than just a crypto tycoon, like Minecraft, banning all NFTs because they felt like they had absolutely no place in the space meant for play. And it was right to feel that way. Minecraft is about survival and starting from the beginning, not paying $10K for a starter pack that includes useless JPEGs that can't do anything special for you. Also the fact that Minecraft is a game that mostly takes place in nature and NFTs harm the environment. But yeah, I think I see it as another possible reason there. And this really sucks because I wanted to give Blankos a chance it deserves for having potential, but it blew it. I like most of the concepts this game has, but organizing your structure for the crypto environment is just one big punch in the face. I still want this game to be improved and changed for the better. And I get they want to make your playable Blankos valuable, and I formatted a good plan for them to keep doing so without the cringe. Instead of destroying the environment by selling your Blankos as NFTs on OpenSea for a currency that rises and falls like a local 7-Eleven employee's commentary videos, just sell them for real cash on your marketplace. Paper money can't do no harm to the environment. Come on, Mythical. It's not like I have to go through an excruciating process to buy cryptos just so I could have a sweet Blanko or anything. Can't believe that you're going to make an appearance on the Epic Game Store like you're the real game that's trending and all the cool kids want to play. But you have a plethora of insecurities and fallacies within your game that are yet to be fixed by you guys. If only you hadn't focused on how you plan to create more NFTs all the time. In conclusion, Blankos Block Party has serious potential that was placed with the wrong mindset. It's a decent Fall Guys clone to say at least, but with better art and cooler concept. It takes the creativity of Fall Guys and turns it into hardcore Andrew WK style partying mode. In its lack of mini-games and limited playtime for Blanko Brawl, it makes up for all of that with unique physics, impressive Blankos with interesting characteristics, and soundtrack. The season pass isn't really filled with hype since most of the good stuff can be unlocked for $25. But can you blame them? Well, technically not, but absolutely yes. All of that good potential and concepts were instead wasted away into being a get-rich-quick scheme powered by NFTs. They have been positioning themselves as a shitty crypto business instead of doing a better job at maintaining their programming. And if such an alright game continues to be like this, then I don't want to play it again. I don't want to be a hypocrite no more. I might uninstall the game later in the future. I've already got better stuff to do in mind. And better games to play! But for now, this has been my Blankos Block Party review. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you'll never miss out what kind of block party I might have soon. I am Bohemius, and Spider-Man's childhood home is 2 miles away from me. I'm gonna go take a gamer shower.